Welcome back to Theme Park Wizard. In today's video, we're going to talk about the possibility of the Muppets closing and where the Monsters Inc. Monstropolis area is going in Hollywood studios. During D23, Disney announced that a Monstropolis land was coming to Hollywood studios with a really cool door coaster. They said it's going to begin construction in 2025, but declined to tell everyone where it could be going. Based on the concept art, many have speculated that it could be going in the MuppetVision area or the animation courtyard. According to multiple insiders online, it seems like Walt Disney Imagineering is still choosing between two locations for the Monstropolis area to go, and that is the animation courtyard or the MuppetVision area. The animation courtyard option would relocate some Walt Disney Imagineering and animation studio offices, but the MuppetVision courtyard area would, of course, remain. They would lose the classic attraction yet again over at Disney World. Fans are still lamenting the loss of the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island, where the new Cars Land area is going. And you can, I did a video on that. I'll link it above. But yeah, so it'll be very sad, really sad for fans to lose three iconic attractions and old school attractions at the Walt Disney World theme parks. It's funny because Walt Disney World has the blessing of size, yet they're constantly replacing things and not expanding things like they are at Disneyland. One of the reasons they're losing the Rivers of America is because it's in such horrible shape and was built actually in a much worse design than at Disneyland, that they'd have to spend a lot of extra money to actually reroute it or maintain it. So the cheaper option was just to get rid of it and fill it in for new lands. Walt Disney World's upkeep in general is just not as good as Disneyland's, which is why, these things are so much more pristine and clean over here. It is Walt Disney's original park, of course, at Anaheim and Disneyland, so it is better suited, but still, it's pretty bad that Walt Disney World doesn't have as much upkeep as Disneyland. Losing the MuppetVision would be tragic, but it turns out, again, some more insiders are saying that there's currently a potential plan to relocate the MuppetVision, the Muppets, into the Hall of Presidents. So if they were to go with that option, they would take away MuppetVision 3D and then relocate the Muppets into the Hall of Presidents, which means losing the Hall of Presidents as a classic attraction. Again, the Hall of Presidents, especially since 2016, has become a lot more controversial, so I'm sure Walt Disney World isn't looking for more ways than one to go ahead and maybe axe that attraction, because I feel like it would be only getting more controversial every 4 years. But again, losing anything, especially at Hollywood Studios, is pretty sad, pretty bad, because that is such a tiny park they can use. They have a decent amount of rides, but they need more walking space, more capacity for guests. They have such a large parking lot that I don't get it why they don't just build parking structures and expand the land outwards and build new lands and attractions into their current parking area. I know expanding past Rivers of America and Magic Kingdom has some difficulties, of course, with the river itself, but also, the the land that can be developable. That's a whole bunch of green space, and now there's a law in Florida where there's have to have an even ratio of open space to developable land, so it could be a little bit more complicated out the Magic Kingdom to expand past the Rivers of America. But Hollywood Studios doesn't have that problem because, again, the parking lot is not green space. So they can just literally demolish half the parking lot or a quarter of the parking lot. It's so big there, and just build a parking structure like they usually do at Disneyland, Universal Parks, and other parks, and just expand outwards and make new lands and attractions there instead of constantly replacing new things or old things in this very tiny park. In fact, they did that with Toy Story Land and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I know that replaced portions of the tram ride, but I believe also replaced portions of backstage area and some of the parking lot. Either way, it's not confirmed yet. Disney is still deciding where the Monstropolis will go, but it will be either MuppetVision or the animation courtyard. I know the animation courtyard apparently needs lots of help, so I guess that's okay in terms of replacing and not expanding. That won't kind of add capacity. The animation courtyard is kind of like, I guess, Hollywoodland out in DCA, California Adventure, where it's not an unused space. So they should either do that or expand it to the parking lot. But I guess Disney says I'm hearing, find out in the next few weeks whether Disney will make a decision or not. That's what the article on The Wrap said. We'll most certainly find out via blog post like we did with the Rivers of America news earlier this week. And so we'll be stay tuned to that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for instant updates. I'll be making a video on that as soon as the news drops. If you want to also help support the channel, you can press that super thanks button or join the channel for as little as $1 and become a YouTube member. Here you get early access to videos just like this one, and you can converse with us in the chat. Your comments will show up first, and get a whole bunch of cool perks. So make sure to go check that out in the comments in the chat below by clicking the join button. If not, you can also press the subscribe button, like the video, and share the video. Get it out to more people because, yeah, they need to know about this news about the MuppetVision potentially closing. Also, Jim Scholl said that you should go ahead and visit MuppetVision in the next 18 months. If he says if he were us, so you should go ahead and check that out. Other than that, let me know what you think in the comments of all this Disney World news, and as always, have a fantastic day.